So I'm not sure when I'm putting this, whether I'm putting this in the beginning of the video or the end. I'll probably put it in the beginning. I want to just post this disclaimer to this video. So I went to Cosmic Con yesterday, and you'll see in the video that to me it wasn't the greatest con in the world, but I may have been a little harsh in my criticism. So I had some time to think about it, and I don't want to give anybody a sour note about any convention, to be honest. So as you go through the video, look at my notes, look at what I said. I got to say, every component of the con was well orchestrated. Getting to the room itself, excuse me. The vendors were very organized and very, very polite and happy to be there. There was just some things about it, and the people that ran it were very polite and very happy and all that. There were just some things about it that kind of gave me a sour note, and I do express those in the video. However, I never want to do a video that portrays a negative light on people trying to bring this kind of joy and community to the comic forum, right? So here's my deal. Regardless of what you see in the video, and I'm just gonna let it run as is. I actually promised to go to the next Cosmic Con. Hopefully, I think this was their first one, so that's why I'm had this disclaimer here, because I think it was a little bit unfair of me to say what I did. I don't think it was terribly harsh. I was complimentary to a lot of things, but overall, the experience wasn't what I thought it would be. So if they have another one, I will go. And I will go because I'm going to support every convention that I can go to, every seller that has the stuff I'm looking for. I want to be I am a huge part of this hobby, and I want it to continue. So it doesn't make sense to badmouth anybody, and I don't think I did that, but it doesn't make sense to disparage, let's put it that way, people or an institution or an effort. So I applaud them for what they did, and I promise I will support. I will go to the next convention if they have one, if they have it once a year. I believe this was the sister convention to Big Apple Comic Con, which I've been to many times. So, and again, this is sort of a lesson for me that I'm just imparting to you. If you want to take my advice, take my advice. I don't care. Support the hobby, because it's growing, even though it seems like it's not. It is growing. It's growing differently, though. Not in terms of comic stores popping up. That's going the opposite way. But it's growing in terms of fan base and what you can collect and what you can do with this hobby. There are so many facets to this hobby that you can dive into that it's sort of unfair of me to just say, oh, this was not to my liking, so this is a terrible convention. I can't do that. And it wasn't the worst convention in the world. It just, well, you'll see. When you watch the video, you'll see. So as you watch it, understand that I have a different light on it, different opinion. I really want to support, and I'll continue to support in any way I can, because I want this hobby to grow with us. Look, I've been collecting for a long time, so I want younger people to come into the hobby and enjoy it. And I think little by little it's expanding rapidly, even though we may not see it all at once. So bottom line, watch the video, and then and leave comments if you want. Okay, but everybody at the con was awesome. Just, I guess, the whole flavor of the con wasn't for me, but I will go back. I will support it. All right, watch the video and leave comments, subscribe, and talk to you soon. Bye. Hey guys, this is Lou, Country Club Comics. This is going to be a very short video. I just wanted to share with you an experience I had today in Queens. I went to a convention called Cosmic Con, and I was on the fence about going because I was either going to go to that or to a toy show in New Jersey. I said, all right, let me stick to this. It looks promising because there are a lot of whatnotters there doing their thing. And so it cost me, for me and my girlfriend, cost me $33 for tickets, and then I don't know, like $7 for parking. Of course, the bridge tolls because I'm in the Bronx. So all in all, it probably cost about $50 for the day. But I was hopeful. I went there with my 2 lists of comics. hoping to at least get, you know, 1 or 2 books. Look, I've been to a lot of conventions in my life. A lot of conventions. I'm not sure who ran this convention, but I have to say I was very disappointed. And as soon as we walked in, it was basically, and I have videos, and I'm going to show the video in a little while. Hey everyone, it's Lou. Today we're heading to Cosmic-Con. We have to lower that or else we'll get a copyright strike.
Turn right on Prince Street.
We're going to Cosmic-Con in Queens. Now I'm going to turn the camera around and show you where we are. How do we turn the camera around?
Hit the button. No.
Hit the button?
Oh, I don't think you can turn it around.
I can't turn it around. Well, you know what? I'll just turn it around. This is where we're headed. So I'm not getting a very good vibe right now, the location, but I don't want to be too judgmental. But when we get there, I'll let you know how it is. All the whatnotters are going to be there. A lot of YouTubers. So hopefully it's fun. Okay, see you in a bit. So we're heading to making a right on 39th Avenue. Then what do we do?
We're basically there, I think.
And then we're there. So this is where we are for Cosmic-Con. And we should be there in about 2 minutes, it says. Okay. We are entering, I believe, Comic-Con, Cosmic-Con, up the long escalator. Just had some cosplayers come down. I wonder if we're in the right place. I think we are. Okay. See you in a bit. But when you walked in, it was an open space, and there was enough space there. You know, the vendors were great. Vendors were nice. They were set up very nicely. Their selection was not for me, so to speak. Mostly modern books, some toy guys. I'm not into the modern toys, but still, I respect what they had. They were very nicely organized and polite. Just happy to be there. But I kind of felt bad for them because the venue was Tangram. It's I don't know what it is. It's a mall in Whitestone, Queens. Pretty big mall. You know, easy to get to in terms of once you're in the building. Getting there, traffic was horrific getting there. But once you're in the building, you know, parking, you go in the elevator, boom, you're up. Escalator, you're in. Okay, people at the door, very nice. But the amount of vendors was, it just wasn't enough for what I'm used to. Now I'm used to going to at the smallest scale, Big Apple Comic-Con, and this newer con that's been going for a few years in New Jersey called King Con, which is all vendors, all comic vendors. That's a nice one. It was smaller than I was used to, but I was very happy. I got some books there last time. Today, I don't know. It was not the experience I expected. Now there was some whatnotters there. There was Nerdy Girl Comics was there, and she's doing a lot of giveaways from there. And Epic Nation was there doing a lot of giveaways. Collectors Cove. It was cool to see them, and you know they were doing their thing. They were fine, but I don't know if I were you and I was on the fence about going tomorrow. Hopefully this video loads tonight. This is Saturday. I would think about it again, because for the amount of money you're going in there with, and the tickets were, you know, $15 each, which that's okay. That's not a bad price at all. But it just needed more. It needed more variety, more vendors, and not only that, but everything was so poorly lit. It was a stone room, stone floor, stone walls, and everything was so poorly lit. It wasn't the greatest experience. And I hate to be negative. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying that if they do this again, if Cosmic-Con wants to exist, first of all, I would suggest a new venue. Just don't go, don't send people into the heart of a very hustling, bustling city area, unless you're going to be in Manhattan, where everything is on the gridiron and you could just get in, boom, in, bus, train, you're there. But when it's this way, you have to drive. You really have to drive, and you're forced to park, to pay for parking, which again is not terrible. By the way, the best part of this experience was the valet parker, who was just a comedian. He was hysterical. He turned everything around as soon as we got there, because I was not happy on the way there, which you'll see in the video. I was already getting a bad vibe. But my advice is just, make sure you have 50, 60 vendors before you attempt to do a show. Maybe 40 vendors, 30, 40 maybe, I don't know. And make sure that the variety is there for people who like toys and such, but that the crux should be comics. And a variety of comics, not tables with all the same modern books. And that wasn't like this. They did have different books. I was trying to find older books. I collect silver and bronze. I had my 2 lists. The only one that was close to having the books I needed was Michael Carbonaro's table. And I believe he might be part of who arranged this, because he also runs, I believe, Big Apple Comic-Con. But it just wasn't my cup of tea. And I hope that if they decide to have, because they should have more conventions. I think what's happening now is a lot of comic stores are going out of business. Again, here we go again. But I think it's not as they're not in as much despair as it was in the 90s, because now they can easily turn this into a home business with Whatnot and mail order and eBay and all that. It's a whole different situation than what it was in the 90s. I mean, why would you spend, who knows, $2,000-$3,000 a month renting out a store when you can just rent it out, do it out of your basement for nothing? Is what I do, right? So I don't know. We have comic stores that are going out of business. We have the sales online. The only time you can find everybody all together is at these conventions, and that's what they should be focusing on. Getting a lot of vendors together, huge variety, and attracting people to come and buy stuff from the sellers. That's what it's all about. I felt bad for those guys today. They didn't look like they were making money. I saw no money changing hands. I saw nobody bargaining. But that's one more thing. There was one seller there. I was looking through his books, and I was looking for what was not on my list, but I said if I ever come across it, I'll buy it. Maybe a fine condition. He had $300 on it. Raw. $300 in fine, maybe very fine condition. In that condition, that's a $100 book. So So you start at $300. You're not going to sell it. Okay, so guys, this is the entire show. I'm showing you the entire show right now, and I got to tell you, I'm not one to criticize, but I am extremely disappointed right now. This is not what I expected. I expected, more vendors and just comic books, and that's not what's happening here. There are some Funkos and toys, things like that. Some art prints. So I'm giving you a full tour of the show. As long as it's taking me to show you this, that's how long it takes to walk around the place. This is in actual time. And here's Michael Carbonaro's booth. I may stop by there later, I don't know. And then we have the Artist Alley. Just making my way around. Black Box Comics. Not a lot of activity here. But I have to say, overall, kind of, I don't know, I gotta say disappointed. Alright, I'm gonna sign off, and I'll give you my review when I get back to the house. So let's try to end on a positive note. I loved getting back in the convention scene. It was the first convention of the new year. I like seeing guys, you know, hustling and bustling and all that. It was nice to see, you know, Nerdy Girl and Collector's Cove and Epic in person, you know, whatever they're doing. It was cool. And I hope we have more of this sooner than later. The next convention I'm going to be going to is most likely King Con in March, and then Big Apple convention in I think it's April, and that's it. And I'll take a video every time with me, because now, since conventions are going to be the way we get our books, other than online, where we can bargain one-on-one with somebody, conventions have to up their games a little bit. And they've got to be a little bit more responsive to the consumer, since this is going to be a buyer's market this year. Without a doubt, it's a buyer's market. Sellers have to concede a little bit and maybe not take that lion's share of profit, and understand, to move these books, you got to bargain, got to have a variety, and the ones that organize these conventions get more vendors in. And that's it. Did that come across as negative? I hope it doesn't. Because I know that everybody involved didn't want to have a bad show, but sometimes it doesn't turn out the way you think. But we learn from our mistakes, hopefully. All right, and that's it, guys. If you have any comments, if you were at the convention, let me know. And that's it. Let me know what you think. All right, talk to you later.